Hey everybody, how's it going? Good to be with you again. In this video, I'm going to be sitting with an album that I absolutely love to listen to. And the last video I did, talking about the Marillion record, since that video did pretty well and got some decent responses, I thought I'd try it again. And like the last video, I'm not going to play any audio from this album just to avoid any copyright strikes or muting. So if what I'm talking about sounds interesting to you, you can always go to YouTube, look up the artist and the album name, and listen to the whole album, and you can hear what I was just discussing. So let's go on. The album I'm sitting with today is from Eric Johnson, and it's Avia Musicon. Was listening to this a couple nights ago, and I got real nostalgic with this because it's a very special album to me. I played this album to death back in the day when I owned it on cassette. It just lived in my car for a couple of years and it was one of those albums that I just listened to over and over and over. And here's the record. This thing has been repressed a bunch of times. I think it was even pressed and reissued on a gold LP, but I just got the old school black, which works great for me. The audio is very well. I don't know if it's remastered, but it's reproduced on vinyl very well. Sounds killer. So let's go over the songs on this album, and I'll let you know what I love about it so much. I mean, it opens with the title track Avia Musicon, which is really not a song. It is a series of sounds. It's just a bunch of sounds thrown together. Some really dramatic keyboard sounds and ambient sounds. Some backwards guitar riffs thrown here and there throughout the mix. It's very psychedelic. It sets the tone and lets you know that this is not going to be an easy listening pop album. Occasionally it's gonna challenge you with some really interesting sounds. So anyway, good start to the album. A mysterious, ominous start to the album, but a good one nonetheless. And then it quickly morphs into Eric Johnson just ripping on his guitar, solo guitar, and just throwing licks and licks and licks, and it just sounds really impressive. This is definitely a guitar player with some skill. He's got some skills, and he shows it in the very opening of Cliffs of Dover, the next track. Some great solo guitar, fast, accurate, moving up and down the neck. This is a band that can play some guitar, and then it goes into that opening rhythm of Cliffs of Dover, and the drums kick in, and we are on our way. We are on our way. And I still remember the first time I heard this song, which had to be in '89 or '90. I was going to junior college. I just got out of class. I got in my car, and then I was starting my drive to my part-time job at the time. And during that ride, I had the rock radio station on, and they played Cliffs of Dover. And I had never heard the song before. The guitar work sounded great. It was a good sounding melody, very catchy. And I was sitting there listening to it thinking, is this Joe Satriani or is this Steve Vai? Because guitar rock instrumental is more or less why I was asking those questions. And it's like I can't quite place who this might be. But just kept listening and loved the song. And then later the DJ announced that it was the new song from Eric Johnson called Cliffs of Dover. And I thought, well, I'd never heard of Eric Johnson before, but that was a cool tune. And hearing on the radio a couple more times, I was a big fan of that song. And my girlfriend at the time, for my birthday, bought me the Eric Johnson Avia Musicon on cassette. And like I said earlier, that cassette lived in my car for a couple of years. I constantly played it in the car, my boombox, my Walkman. It was an album that spoke to me instantly. It's not like something I had to listen to just to kind of get used to it. warmed myself up to it. It connected with me instantly. Not just Cliffs of Dover, but all the other songs on the album too. So it really started my fandom for Eric Johnson was Cliffs of Dover, as it did for a lot of people. The next track, Desert Rose. Again, opening with a cool guitar lick. Dun, 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 dun. And this time we get to hear Eric Johnson sing. It's not an instrumental song. And this is what I like about his albums, is the songs are usually half instrumental and half with vocals. And it's Eric Johnson doing the singing. And it's kind of a break from hearing just one instrumental after another for an entire record. So by the time you get to the end of the album, you almost feel overwhelmed because you were just pounded with all this music and sounds and lead guitar. And yeah, I always feel a little overwhelmed after I listen to a completely instrumental album. So hearing Eric Johnson do vocals on some songs is kind of a break. You give your mind and your senses a little bit of a rest. It's something a little more easier to take, but it's definitely not dumbed down, and neither is Desert Rose, which has always been a favorite of mine. And he does some good guitar soloing on that song. I mean, he really shows his, I mean, not that he didn't show it already in Cliffs of Dover, but you definitely hear it in Desert Rose. It's just a gorgeous, cool, catchy song. The next song, my favorite, Highlandrins. This is a straight up jam, Highlandrins. It's got a great groove. It just kicks right into the groove. Good steady rock groove. Some amazing guitar work. Eric Johnson showing what he's always been known for as a tone freak on the guitar, because he goes through a lot of different sounding effects on his guitar when he solos, when he plays rhythm, when he's in the chorus. So you get to see him experimenting with different guitar effects in this song more so, and his guitar sounds amazing on this. The tone is amazing. Now, I'm not a guitar player. I don't have the first clue on how one gets great tone. I'm pretty clueless about that, but even I, with untrained ears, can hear that this guy really knows how to get a great guitar tone, because it sounds so good on that song and on this record. And Highlandrins is definitely my favorite song that showcases that. The tone, the different types of effects he likes to use on his guitar, how good of a soloist he is, guitar soloist. And he sings on this song too. And I mean, he doesn't have the greatest voice, but he has a good voice, and he delivers a good vocal on this song. I always liked his vocals on this song. A nice little jam at the end. Long guitar solo, bands jamming. It's a great song. High energy too. I love it. Like I said, my favorite album on the track, my favorite track on the album, Highlandrins. Really good, really good. Excellent. The last song on this side is Steve's Boogie, and that's more or less a country instrumental. Real fast country guitar picking. And I'm not really the biggest country music fan. In fact, I don't like modern country at all. The old school country I don't mind to listen to. Some of it's actually entertaining. But this fast guitar picking stuff he does on this track, I really love that style of guitar playing. It reminds me of Roy Clark and watching the episodes of Hee Haw when I was a kid. Real fast guitar playing, real fast country guitar licks, fast picking. It's a good track. I mean, again, you can different style of music, but you can definitely see that Eric Johnson's got some talent on the guitar, and he's quick and he's accurate, and he's amazing. Well, that's it for side one. The first track on side two is this instrumental called Trademark. Trademark, probably my second favorite song on this album. I guess it goes Highlandrins, Trademark, Cliffs of Dover. I rank Cliffs of Dover number 3 because when I first heard it, of course I was instantly in love with it, but then over time it got so overplayed, especially on Guitar Hero, the video game. Still love the song, but it got really overplayed at one point. But Trademark, you hardly hear ever. And it's a great instrumental, more laid back, almost like a soft rock, jazz, fusion type of sound to it. Real laid back, nice little shuffle beat on the drums, and some beautiful guitar work by Eric Johnson in the song for rhythm, for lead, for solo guitar. The effects he uses and the different tones he uses throughout the different parts of the song. The guy's got some real taste when it comes to tone. It's not just shred and full distortion in your face. I mean, he really knows how to play guitar well, and he can give you different colors, different vibes, different moods, and he shows that in Trademark, the song Trademark. I love his tones because it's not he introduces a bunch of different effects and tones throughout the song, and it just sounds fantastic. And when the song gets to its ending, its climax, I guess you could say, his tone, his high pitched tone, with these crystal clear, beautiful high pitched notes, it's the perfect climax to a really well crafted song. And the guy is just a master at the guitar tone and when to use it, when not to use it, when to use a ton of it, when to just give you a taste and pull back. He's got really good taste, really good taste. He knows how to use tone to its fullest advantage, and make sure it serves the song, which is always the important thing. Next song is Nothing About You. Oh, Nothing Can Keep Me From You, sorry. Nothing Can Keep Me From You. Years later, now we're getting into early 2000s, I believe. He played the song on the TV show Austin City Limits live. He played it live. And it was such a great version. And at the time, he was fronting a band with some friends. They were called Alien Love Child. And I saw them live in San Francisco at the famous Fillmore Auditorium. And they did such a great live version of that song, because I always liked it on the record, but it was never one of my top favorites, so sometimes we get skipped over. That really, seeing that live version in the early 2000s really made me pay more attention to that song. Like I didn't give this song the attention it deserved. It deserves a lot of attention because it's a great tune, really great tune, and sounds great on this album. But the live version he did was with the extended guitar solo at the end of the song really made it fantastic. That's one I'm definitely going to look up on YouTube after I'm done filming here. I recommend you do too. Nothing Can Keep Me From You, live from Austin, Texas, the TV show Austin City Limits with Alien Love Child. Great live version of that song, and it's a beautiful song. Let's see, Song for George, really cool acoustic guitar instrumental track. Kind of some guitar picking on that one, but it's a really cool song to hear his skills on an acoustic guitar when he can't hide behind tone and effects. You know, he's just playing an acoustic guitar to a microphone, and you know, you really hear the skill in this guy's finger. Is in his finger work. He is. I'm going to say it right now. I haven't been to a lot of shows in my day, but a good number of them. Of all the shows I went to, I still rank him as the best guitarist I ever seen live. And I've seen Steve Vai and Satriani. I've seen Eddie Van Halen live. For my taste and what I like to hear, I think he's the best guitar player I have ever seen live, Eric Johnson. He just amazes me with his ability, his tone, how accurate it is, his speed, but his taste and his melodic sense. He is my favorite guitarist. And I don't play guitar. I don't understand anything about guitar. I just love listening to this guy play. It's a joy to listen to him play, and really, really love what he does on guitar. And a good jam song, Righteous, is the next track. Just good, fun, up-tempo, fun song. Lots of guitar licks. It's an instrumental. There's no vocals on it. Really fun song. Fun song to hear live too. If you ever get a chance to see Eric Johnson live, I think he still does that one. Righteous is just a real fun, fast song, which is infectious to listen to. All right, now this song I really want to talk about. 40 Mile Town. It's a ballad. It's a ballad. It's a slower song. Very melodic. Not an instrumental. Eric sings on this one. His voice sounds the best on this song out of all the songs on this record. 40 Mile Town has the best vocal performance from Eric Johnson, I think, in my humble opinion. He sounds fantastic on it. It's a beautiful melodic song. Like I said, it's a ballad, really mellow and chill. His use of guitar tones really shines on this. His tone is fantastic. His playing is fantastic. His lead guitar it just hits new heights on this song. As you can tell, I really love 40 Mile Town. When this album celebrated, which I think was the 25th or 30th anniversary, I really can't remember. He played it in its entirety. He even went on tour with the original musicians that were on the record. And musicians being the drummer and the bass player. And they played the album in its entirety. And a beautiful version of that song played live the night I saw him in Sacramento. Just absolutely gorgeous. And his voice still sounds fantastic. Still sings the songs in the original key. And it just, there's no auto-tune. There's no help from the sound desk to make it sound. It's just pure music, pure God-given talent coming out of the speakers into your ears and filling your soul. And it's a beautiful song. That's all I can really say without getting too descriptive of it. It's just an absolutely gorgeous song. And the song ends on an instrumental called East West, which is a nod to Wes Montgomery. When you hear the style of guitar playing in this, it's kind of a jazzy fusion song. Laid back, not a very fast tempo. Very jazz fusiony sounding instrumental. Reminiscent, like I said, of Wes Montgomery, which was one of his guitar heroes. And a really cool song to end the album on. It's a very slick instrumental. I remember me and my brother and one of my friends, we tried to learn this song in our garage. And it was fun to be the drummer on it, except, I was into hard rock, so I was hitting them too hard on this song when I should have been just chill and just, lightly hit cymbals, lightly hit drums and toms. I was a basher back in the day, and unfortunately I bashed my way through that song. But the heart was still there. Anyway, a great instrumental, jazzy instrumental to close the record. And once again, some great guitar work from Mr. EJ. Great album. Like I said, I originally had it on cassette and played that cassette to death. Bought it on CD. Now I have it on vinyl. It's one of my favorite Eric Johnson albums. And I could even do a discussion on the album that followed this one, which was Venus Isle. I even have that one on vinyl, and that is an equally superb album. But this is probably the one everybody knows because it has Cliffs of Dover on it, a very popular song from Eric Johnson. He plays it at all his shows. It's wonderful to hear him play that song live. Absolutely wonderful, because he takes an extended guitar intro solo before he kicks into the tune, and that solo section he does in the beginning of the song by himself on guitar, he plays it different every time I've seen him. So it's definitely, that's where he just does all the improv in the world he wants. I don't think he ever plays that section, that intro section, the same every night. There's something different about it every night. It ends on the same lick, of course, but that's what I love about hearing that song live. That intro, it's like, what are we going to get this time? Because he plays it different every single time, and that's what's exciting about seeing him. It's not scripted. It's not the same show every night. It's it's what he's feeling at that moment, and it's very entertaining to watch live. All right, that's going to do it. Hopefully, after me hyping this album up, you're in the mood to spin it now if you have it in your collection, or like I say, go to YouTube, look up Eric Johnson via Musicom, and just go through every track, and you'll hear what I was just talking about, and then hopefully you hear and feel the same vibes that I felt. It's a great record, absolutely great record. It's timeless. I must have heard this album in its entirety hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, and I never get tired of it. And maybe later tonight, after purchasing a few pints, I'll spin it again and just get drowned in that beautiful guitar tone. All right, that's going to do it, folks. If you like this video, leave me some comments or memories. Have you ever seen Eric Johnson live, or any memories of this album? I would love to listen to it. All right, until then, take care. Bye-bye.